They're richer than Drake, more powerful than any NHL team, yet you've probably never seen their face, heard their voice, or read their name. No interviews, no headlines, no spotlight. But quietly, they've built a $50 billion empire that shapes Canada from the shadows. So who are they? Let's explore the top 10 richest families in Canada, and the final name on this list. It'll change the way you think about wealth, power, and privacy. Number 10 is Joseph Sai Family, the $8.5 billion game changer. When you hear the name Joseph Sai, you're stepping into a world where innovation, leadership, and culture intersect, where billion-dollar tech ventures meet courtside vision and philanthropy helps shape the future. As the co-founder and executive vice chairman of Alibaba Group, one of the world's most influential tech companies, Sai has built a legacy that spans continents and industries, from Silicon Valley to Wall Street to the bright lights of the NBA. A Hong Kong-Canadian visionary, Joseph Tsai didn't just help build Alibaba into a global powerhouse, he reimagined what legacy can look like through sports, education, and global collaboration. Today, he owns the Brooklyn Nets of the NBA, the New York Liberty of the WNBA, and the San Diego Seals of the National Lacrosse League. His investments across professional sports are not just business moves, they're strategic bridges between culture and commerce. But beyond the highlights and headlines is a leader deeply committed to legacy and purpose. In 2016, Tsai honored his father's memory with a $30 million gift to Yale Law School, establishing the Paul Tsai China Center, an institute advancing understanding between the US and China. In 2017, through the Joe and Clara Tsai Foundation, the couple launched the Tsai Center for Innovative Thinking at Yale, designed to empower future change-makers across disciplines. With a net worth surpassing $8.5 billion, the Tsai family's story is about more than wealth. It's about values-driven influence across tech, sports, education, and philanthropy. Their impact is global yet grounded, strategic yet human. From Alibaba's boardroom to Barclays Center's locker room, from Yale to major international forums, Joseph Tsai's journey reflects the power of thoughtful leadership and vision. What do you think of Joseph Tsai's incredible journey? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. Number 9 is the Thompson Family, how built Canada's most valuable dynasty. At the summit of Canadian high society stands the Thompson Family, the wealthiest dynasty in the nation. With a fortune exceeding $51.7 billion, their story is not only about numbers, it's about generational influence, refined taste, and a thoughtful balance of commerce and culture. Leading this distinguished lineage is David Thompson, the third Baron Thompson of Fleet, a man who leads in both business and culture with quiet precision. Following the passing of his father, Kenneth Roy Thompson, in 2006, David took the helm of Thomson Corporation. Just 2 years later, he oversaw the landmark merger with Reuters, forming Thomson Reuters, a global leader in financial data, legal information, and media. Today, David serves as chairman, guiding the company with steady vision across continents. Yet his pursuits extend gracefully beyond the boardroom. A lifelong devotee of fine art, David Thompson has curated what many experts consider one of the most valuable private art collections in the world. Among his acquisitions are masterworks by JMW, Turner, Edvard Munch, and Paul Klee. But it is his unmatched collection of John Constable paintings that sets him apart. His passion for art began at 19, trading an oil painting in cash for his first Constable sketch. That moment sparked a lifelong pursuit. In 2002, he and his father acquired Rubens' Massacre of the Innocents for a then-record $76.7 million. In 2012, he set new benchmarks again, purchasing Hammershoi's Ida Reading a Letter and acquiring Cozen's 18th-century watercolor for a record $2.4 million. The Thompsons' philanthropy is as distinguished as their collection. They've donated over $276 million to the Art Gallery of Ontario and pledged another $20 million to build a permanent endowment, ensuring future generations can experience the transformative power of art. Their support is more than charity. It's a lasting contribution to Canada's cultural identity. Though David Thompson remains intensely private, his impact spans finance, culture, and national heritage. He doesn't chase attention, he curates legacy through both art and enterprise. With every acquisition and strategic move, the Thompsons continue to define what lasting influence looks like. Number 8 is Anthony von Mandal Family, the $9.6 billion beverage visionary. You've heard of Budweiser. You've heard of Heineken. But one of the most quietly influential figures in the global beverage world is a Canadian entrepreneur who transformed how millions around the world drink. Meet Anthony von Mandal, the visionary founder behind a new era in beverage innovation. It began in 1986 when Mandal introduced Corona beer to Canada, turning a stylish import into a household favorite. But that was just the beginning. In the 1990s, Mandal launched Mike's Hard Lemonade, a bold fusion of fruit flavor and alcohol that quickly took the market by storm. The product sparked surging demand in Ontario liquor stores and redefined what consumers expected from ready-to-drink options. By 1999, the brand expanded into the US, where it gained massive traction, eventually securing its place as a category leader under Labatt's Canadian distribution. Yet Mandal's most disruptive move came with the launch of White Claw. Designed as a refreshing, low-calorie hard seltzer, it wasn't just a beverage, it became a movement. In 2019, it topped sales of several leading beer brands and created a new beverage category in the process. A nationwide craze followed, reshaping beverage shelves and social media trends alike. But while the world buzzed, Anthony von Mandal remained behind the scenes, quietly scaling a global empire with precision. With a net worth now exceeding $9.6 billion, Mandal has proven that innovation, timing, and branding can turn an idea into a cultural touchpoint. From the visual aesthetic of each can to the strategic market launches, his approach is rooted in instinct, creativity, and consistency. His success isn't built on tradition, it's built on knowing what people want before they do. Yet for all the headlines, Mandal keeps a low profile. He doesn't chase the spotlight. He focuses on the craft. His empire is made of aluminum cans, crisp branding, and a long-term vision for how people gather, celebrate, and share moments. This isn't just a story about drinks. It's a story about transformation, about how one Canadian entrepreneur reshaped a global industry through innovation, insight, and authenticity. Number 7 is Tobias Lutke Family, Canada's $3.1 billion tech whisperer. When most people think of Canada, their minds often drift to images of Justin Bieber, Drake, or endless snow-covered winters. But hidden beneath the surface of this peaceful northern nation lies a world of extraordinary innovation and quiet digital dominance. One of its most remarkable stories? The rise of Tobias Lutke, a name that's quietly shaping the global economy. Tobias isn't just another tech entrepreneur. He's the visionary behind Shopify, the e-commerce powerhouse revolutionizing how businesses scale online. His journey began far from Silicon Valley, in Germany, before destiny led him to Canada in 2002, sparking a quiet disruption that would ripple through global commerce. Long before Shopify became a staple for millions of businesses, Tobias was already architecting the future of digital trade, contributing to open-source platforms like Active Merchant and Ruby on Rails. In the 1990s, he devoured system design blueprints with the hunger of a future innovator, inspired by thinkers like John Cack. In 2004, alongside Daniel Wynand and Scott Lake, he launched a snowboard shop called Snow Devil. When no e-commerce software could meet their standards, Tobias built one himself from scratch on Ruby on Rails. It was so intuitive and powerful, it outgrew its original purpose. By 2006, Shopify was born. Today, Tobias Lutke owns about 7% of Shopify, a platform now valued in the tens of billions, empowering brands both small and iconic. But his vision didn't stop there. On September 8, 2021, he made waves again, investing $3 million into Creative Layer, a print-on-demand platform for Shopify merchants, strategically backed by top-tier investors like Celtic House Venture Partners. This move wasn't just an investment, it was a signal that Tobias sees the next frontier before most do. The Lutke family now commands a net worth exceeding $3.1 billion, built not with bravado but with precise code, patient vision, and relentless innovation. What do you think about Tobias Lutke's journey from code to billions? Share your thoughts below. Number 6 is Chip Wilson Family, Canada's $5.6 billion athleisure visionary. In a world increasingly shaped by movement, mindfulness, and modern design, one man quietly redefined the way we dress and built a transformative empire in the process. Meet Dennis Chip. Wilson, the entrepreneurial force behind Lululemon Athletica Inc., a brand that didn't just ride the athleisure wave, it pioneered it. What began as a yoga-inspired concept has evolved into a global lifestyle brand worn by athletes, celebrities, and conscious consumers around the world. But beyond the sleek storefronts and performance fabrics is a deeper story of insight, innovation, and intentionality. Born with a keen eye for market gaps, Wilson saw a unique opportunity to blend fashion and function, and in doing so helped usher in a new era of apparel, one that emphasized health, comfort, and self-expression. By 2005, Lululemon's momentum was undeniable. Wilson strategically sold a 48% stake to private equity firms Advent International and Highland Capital Partners, accelerating the company's growth trajectory. In 2007, the brand went public in a successful dual listing on the Canadian and US stock exchanges, firmly planting Lululemon on the global stage. Though Wilson stepped down as CEO, his vision remained deeply embedded in the brand. He continued to shape innovation and branding until 2012, then served as chairman until 2013. But his entrepreneurial journey didn't end there. In 2016, Wilson launched Hold It All Inc., a personal holding company that reflects his values across wellness, real estate, philanthropy, and sustainable investment. From leadership in fashion to impact-driven initiatives, Wilson has created a legacy that extends far beyond clothing. Today, the Wilson family's net worth exceeds $5.6 billion, but the true value lies in the ecosystem they've built, one grounded in purpose, performance, and positive influence. From Vancouver's creative hubs to global fashion capitals, the Wilson name has become synonymous with modern wellness and intentional branding. This isn't just a story of apparel, it's a case study in visionary thinking, purpose-led business, and how one idea can reshape an industry, inspire a movement, and elevate everyday living. What's your take on Chip Wilson's journey? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5 is David Cheriton Family, the $10 billion visionary behind Google. Step into the world of world-changing innovation, where one strategic decision can help shape the future of technology, and meet the man who has quietly made those decisions time and time again. David Cheriton, the driving force behind the Cheriton family's incredible wealth, isn't your typical tech billionaire. He's not a public-facing CEO or attention seeker. He's a visionary with a rare ability to identify transformative ideas long before they reach the world. Often referred to as the Professor Billionaire, Cheriton is one of the most influential minds in distributed computing and computer networking. But his true brilliance lies in his instinct to support innovation at just the right moment. He co-founded Arista Networks, revolutionizing cloud data infrastructure. Even earlier, Cheriton recognized the promise of a small search engine called Google, providing early funding and joining as chief scientist. That alone would have defined a career. But he continued to support breakthrough companies, including VMware, a pioneer in virtualization and enterprise cloud services. Throughout his career, Cheriton has invested in over 20 startups, most of which have gone on to achieve remarkable success, driven by a blend of insight, timing, and a deep understanding of technology. As of April 2021, Forbes estimated his personal fortune at $8.8 billion, and today, the Cheriton family's net worth has surpassed $10.3 billion and continues to grow. Beyond his business success, Cheriton is a passionate advocate for education and research. He's donated tens of millions to top-tier institutions to support the next generation of computer scientists and engineers. His $25 million contribution to the University of Waterloo School of Computer Science helped elevate graduate research and innovation in Canada. He also gave $7.5 million to the University of British Columbia and a transformative $12 million to Stanford University, funding scholarships, fellowships, and teaching programs. David Cheriton prefers to lead quietly, letting impact speak louder than headlines. He's a builder, a backer, and a believer in the long game. His story isn't just about investments, it's about trust, timing, and a legacy built through thoughtful action. Number 4 is Mark Shinberg Family, from online poker to a $5.3 billion global empire. In a world where tech innovation meets entertainment, few stories are as compelling or as surprising as that of the Mark Shinberg family. Rather than emerging from Silicon Valley or Wall Street, their empire was forged in the realm of online gaming. At the center of it all is Mark Shinberg, the Israeli-Canadian visionary behind PokerStars and one of the most successful digital business architects of the 21st century. In 2001, Mark co-founded PokerStars with his father Sai Shinberg, a skilled computer programmer. Their idea, bringing poker into the digital age, was perfectly timed and brilliantly executed. With a deep understanding of systems, security, and user behavior, PokerStars quickly rose to global prominence, becoming the world's largest online poker platform and setting new standards for digital engagement. In 2012, the Shinbergs made a pivotal acquisition of Full Tilt Poker, reinforcing their leadership. Just 2 years later, in a landmark $4.9 billion transaction, they sold their parent company, Oldford Group, to Canada-based Amaya Gaming. After the deal, Mark shifted from operations to investment, but his influence only grew. By 2017, he was the wealthiest resident of the Isle of Man, known for its appeal to international investors. Through his firm, More Hospitality, he diversified into global luxury real estate, most notably contributing to the Centro Canalejas Madrid project, an iconic development blending historic Spanish architecture with luxury retail and 5-star accommodations. Today, Mark Shinberg family fortune exceeds $5.3 billion, and their portfolio spans technology, real estate, and strategic investment. Their growth story reflects the power of innovation, precision, and long-term vision. Meanwhile, another Canadian legacy, the Saputo family, continues to expand its impact far beyond dairy. With significant holdings in real estate, transportation, and sports infrastructure, the Saputo name is synonymous with both tradition and progress. Their 2006 contribution of $7.5 million helped establish Saputo Stadium in Montreal, a lasting symbol of community investment. With a combined fortune of over $4.7 billion, the Saputo family exemplifies intergenerational leadership and community engagement. From digital platforms to physical arenas, these two families showcase how wealth, when guided by foresight and purpose, can create lasting value across industries and generations. Number 3 is Carlo Fedani family, Canada's $4.1 billion real estate legacy. When you think of lasting impact, strategic brilliance, and transformative wealth in Ontario's thriving real estate landscape, one name stands above all: Fedani. This isn't just a successful family. It's a multi-generational legacy, built with vision and purpose since 1948, when Carlo Fedani's grandfather, also named Carlo, and founded what would evolve into the Orlando Corporation. What began with a single bold decision grew into one of the most respected and innovative real estate enterprises in Canada. When Carlo Fedani succeeded his father Ore in 2000 as chairman, he didn't just carry the torch, he elevated it. Under his direction, the company expanded its commercial and industrial footprint with remarkable precision, playing a defining role in shaping Ontario's modern skyline. But the Fedani legacy extends far beyond infrastructure. In 2010, Carlo made headlines with a $10 million donation to the University of Toronto's Faculty of Medicine to address a growing need for family doctors. That single act of generosity inspired an additional $12 million gift from Terence Donnelly, together launching the Mississauga Academy of Medicine, a quiet revolution in Canadian healthcare. Since 2011, the Academy has trained and graduated 54 new doctors annually, reinforcing Ontario's healthcare system at a time it was most needed. In 2016, Carlo and the Orlando Corporation deepened their impact, initiating a $15 million gift matching campaign to support the William Osler Health System, benefiting hospitals across Toronto and improving countless lives. Today, the Fedani family's estimated net worth exceeds $4.1 billion, but their true wealth is measured in vision, generosity, and the future they continue to build. From real estate to healthcare, from legacy buildings to community transformation, Carlo Fedani's influence proves that leadership isn't just about success, it's about service, sustainability, and investing in what matters most: people. Number 2 is Daryl Katz family, the billionaire who rebuilt a city. Meet the Katz family. A name that rarely makes headlines but quietly resonates in Canadian boardrooms, stadiums, and research institutes. At the center stands Daryl Allen Katz, a former attorney-turned-entrepreneur whose empire, the Katz Group of Companies, is one of Canada's most influential privately held enterprises, spanning real estate, healthcare, entertainment, professional sports, and pharmaceuticals. The Katz Group is a masterclass in diversified innovation. While most associate Katz with the iconic NHL team, the Edmonton Oilers, his vision went far beyond ownership. He helped reimagine Edmonton's downtown core by leading the creation of Rogers Place and the surrounding Ice District, now a beacon of modern urban renewal and economic vitality. But Katz's story began in the legal world, where he practiced law before pivoting toward business, a shift that redefined entire industries. Yet, what makes Daryl Katz's legacy truly enduring is not just what he built, but what he gave. In 2006, he made a landmark $7 million donation to the University of Alberta's Faculty of Law and Faculty of Pharmacy. With matching government support, it became the largest contribution ever made to a Canadian pharmacy school and led to the establishment of the Katz Group Centre for Pharmacy and Health Research. The impact didn't stop there. In 2009, Katz donated $20 million to Mount Sinai Hospital in Toronto, founding the Daryl A. Katz Center for Urgent and Critical Care. His name now echoes through institutions like Stollery Children's Hospital and countless community-driven programs. Today, the Katz family's estimated net worth exceeds $4.4 billion, but their influence stretches much further. This is not merely a tale of capital and construction, it's a blueprint of social leadership, strategic reinvention, and purpose-driven investment. Number 1 is Alain Buchard family, from trailer park to retail titan. From the humblest beginnings to building one of the world's most trusted retail empires, the rise of Alain Buchard is a story of resilience, reinvention, and relentless vision. Behind every billion-dollar dynasty lies a pivotal moment, and for Buchard, it began with a life-changing setback. Born in Chicoutimi, Quebec, young Alain witnessed a turning point when his father, Jean-Paul Buchard, faced a dramatic business collapse. The family soon found themselves starting over in a modest mobile home in the remote village of Makua. But instead of defeat, Alain found direction. That moment of reinvention sparked a fire that would later power a global phenomenon. Before he became a titan of industry, Alain Buchard worked hands-on as a local shopkeeper, learning the rhythm of retail, the power of listening to customers, and the discipline it takes to lead. In 1980, he took the bold leap, founding alimentation Couche-Tard. What started as a single store quickly scaled into one of the world's largest and most respected convenience store networks, with over 12,500 locations across continents. From quiet neighborhoods in Quebec to bustling cities worldwide, Bouchard's influence continues to shape the retail landscape. As CEO until 2014 and now chairman of the board, his leadership has driven decades of innovative growth strategies, industry-shifting acquisitions, and unmatched brand trust. He also extends his vision beyond retail, holding a board seat at Atrium Innovations, yet another global force rooted in Quebec. Today, the Buchard family holds a net worth exceeding $5.8 billion, but behind that figure is a legacy of purpose, strategic thinking, and long-term impact. This isn't just a story about selling snacks, it's a story about how setbacks can spark breakthroughs, how leadership scales opportunity, and how one man redefined the limits of what's possible. Alain Buchard didn't just build stores, he built access. He built jobs. He built trust. And most importantly, he built a future, one brick at a time. So what surprised you the most about Canada's richest family? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Like this video, subscribe so you never miss a new story about the world's most fascinating people. Thanks for watching.